morning, good afternoon, good evening. The people of Zimbabwe don't seem to learn from the past. In 2017, the people of Zimbabwe came out in their hundreds of thousands to support the military coup that saw Mugabe being replaced by Mnangagwa. The focus was so much on Mnangagwa, Mugabe must go. The people forgot that the individual they are replacing Mugabe with, Mnangagwa, was himself a corrupt, incompetent, and murderous tyrant who had been central to Mugabe's dictatorship in helping to rig elections. Mnangagwa was a thug, a dictator in his own right. So the choice of removing one dictator to replace him with another was a false choice. Here is some people who are going to town praising Chiwenga as the best foot forward for the country to replace the dictator Mnangagwa. Well, we'll stop it there. This is amazing. Chiwenga is corrupt, incompetent, and a vote-rigging tyrant. No different from Mnangagwa or Mugabe before him. His involvement in the Zanu PF dictatorship is well documented. He was involved, he played a key role in the 2008 electoral coup. There cannot be any denying that he is a tyrant. Here is Professor Ibo Mandaza reminding us of the role Chiwenga and Mnangagwa played in the 2008 electoral coup.
I also know that Mugabe conceded defeat on 2008. He phoned Mbeki and Obasanjo to concede defeat. I hope that Thabo Mbeki and Obasanjo will one day make that public. But one of them, I won't say which one, told me that Mugabe phoned them that Saturday night and said, look, I lost the election and I concede defeat. And I know that Mugabe stuck to his guns, was prepared to go. His wife was since bags packed to go somewhere on the following day, when Mnangagwa and Chiwenga approached him and said, you stay where you are. And then they contrived the runoff, sadly with the help of South Africa. And runoff took place, very violent. 360 people were killed. The South African, I came here as part of a delegation to Cape Town to see members of the ANC. I don't want to mention names, they're my friends. I saw them, and through them, a cabinet committee subcommittee of South African cabinet was set up on the Zimbabwe issue. It was on the basis of that cabinet committee that South Africa did not recognize the runoff. And indeed, it was the basis of that committee that Thabo sent the generals to South Africa, to Zimbabwe. I met them, and I was one of the few to have read the report, because I was flying to Joburg in the company of General Romano, who was a friend. He passed away, no? That's why, yeah. And I also took people who had lost their hands in the violence to the South African embassy in Harare. And Romano broke down in tears. How can a liberation movement treat its people like that? He was a broken man. So there's no doubt at all here in South Africa as to the brutality of the regime in Harare. So it amazes me, it angers me, in fact, when I hear the nonsense coming out of people like Mbalula's mouth. They know it. And the report has never been published, the general's report, to this day. That tells you. Is it complicit behavior? I don't know. But to get back to 2008.
So there's no doubt that Mnangagwa and Chiwenga and Mugabe before them was a murderous, corrupt, incompetent, vote-rigging tyrant. As much as people wanted Mugabe to go in 2017, people should have also realized that supporting the military coup was only going to end up with replacing Mugabe with Mnangagwa. You could not make that mistake. It was clear. And then some of the people went so far as to campaign, let's give Mnangagwa a chance. A chance to do what? How can you be so stupid? You know this man is corrupt. You know this man is incompetent. You know this man is a tyrant. You know this man has murdered so many people to stay in power. He's not a Democrat. You want to give him a chance to do what? 8 years down the line, the people now finally realize that it was a mistake. So now they want to replace Mnangagwa. And what do? They want to replace him with Chiwenga, who also have a well-documented track record of being corrupt, incompetent, and a murderous tyrant. He was behind the electoral coup of 2008. He was behind the military coup of 2017. And has never made it a secret that he is VP, not because he was elected by the people of Zimbabwe, but because Zanu PF rigged the elections. Indeed, ever since he assumed the position of VP, he has actively been involved in Zanu PF vote rigging activities. He is on record saying he will crush the opposition leaders like lice. he does not believe in democracy. He does not believe in the essential, critical issue of no one has the divine right to rule. He believes that he and Zanu PF have the divine right to rule Zimbabwe. That's why they are a dictatorship. So there cannot be any doubt that the choice between Mnangagwa and Chiwenga is not different from a mouse choosing between a cobra and a black mamba. That is a false choice. The mouse will know that a bite from either snake will kill it. Why would the mouse think that it is being given a choice? The mouse instinctively knows the choice is between death or life. So it will reject the two options before it and look for the way out. How do I escape and leave? We made the idiotic mistake of choosing one dictator, of removing one dictator and replacing him with another in 2017. We are now regretting it. Surely we should not make the same mistake again. The choice has never been between one dictator and another. The choice before the people of Zimbabwe has always been to end this dictatorship and replace it with a healthy and functioning democracy. Those who are rallying behind Chiwenga are no more than the mouse deciding that, oh, well, we have seen the cobra. We don't like the cobra, so we'll rally behind the black mamba. I can't think of anything more idiotic than that. We should be smart enough to know when we have got a false choice. We should be fighting to end the dictatorship and replace it with a democracy. We should be fighting, demanding that the 2028 elections are free, fair, and credible. If they are not, this time we should make sure that we do not participate in flawed elections, as we've done repeatedly in the past. Because if we participate again, we will give the process legitimacy. It is not rocket science. It is common sense. For once, let's choose between life and death. We should choose between dictatorship and democracy. We have a dictatorship. We should choose to end it. And rallying behind one dictator to replace another is not going to end it. Think about it. Thank you very much. Just want to remind those of you who will be available this afternoon, we have an open discussion, and the link is being shown at the bottom of your screen. You can log on to it today or tomorrow, same time, 6 o'clock UK time, 8 o'clock Zimbabwean time. We hope you'll be able to join us and we can share our views. Zimbabwe is a failed state, and it is within our capacity as Zimbabweans to change. This is a man-made problem, and therefore then it is within our power as human beings to change it. We just need to think about it and act accordingly. Thank you very much. Have a good day.